Okay, I'm sorry, Dave. Thank you, Joe.
Hey everyone, I'm an addict. My name's Dave. Hard head, soft ass. There's probably a few reasons that I got asked to do that for this topic. You know, um, I was thinking about this, like whether or not, like, what's the discernment that I talk about? You know, learning the hard way, not taking direction, like through my life and addiction or in recovery, because there's so much of those that apply now. Like, my sponsor said, like, learning the hard way, because I'm like asked, like, what am I supposed to like explain, say here, and it's like learning the hard way. I'm still doing that. I mean, in addiction, I could say that, you know, let's see, every single school that I went to, which was multiple, including the alternative educations that I got kicked out of, wouldn't listen to anybody. Not my mom, not my dad. Let's see if it was the hospital in Erie and St. Vincent when it was the 17th time I'd been there for an overdose. Told me you're gonna die, and I don't even know how many times I was there after it. After that, I didn't listen then. I have to learn through pain, right? Um, that just continues. That continued then while using, and then for real, I could just how applicable it is nowadays, because it's almost embarrassing to get up here and tell you guys, but I like this isn't something I caught charges while clean. I got a simple assault charge while I was clean. That's not like a. I remember at my home group we were talking and someone looked at me and was literally like, "Right, because Dave, you've never got charges while you're clean, right? That don't happen." I said, "I'm not. Well, I mean, I'm not the one to ask for that. That's not my experience, and I'm not gonna lie. But like, that's the truth. It's what I'm saying. That's not like it's not something to be proud of, and I know that I can cite the differences that, like, wow, we were talking about it Thursday at this meeting I went to in fucking Somerset about like how it was the victim. I would always blame everybody. Like it was always everything else. And when I got clean, it wasn't. I had no excuse as to like why I was doing this. But I guess it took me some time, right? Because my clean dates February 8th, 2020. For what, I don't know, 18 months. Uh, I was like the exact same person. I just wasn't using it. I just wasn't putting the drug in me. But like, obviously, I had punched two people at this point. If there's fucking no women. I act out with hookers then, and like it's still a struggle. If I say anything else, it's fucking disingenuous because I don't want to look at myself. So I do other things. I have to learn the hardest way every time. The only thing that gave me, I say this, I wish someone, Brandon said, I didn't, I'm trying to think how I want to say it, right? This, when I say I had to learn the hard way, man, step work wasn't it. When I got here, I didn't do step work, right? That's not my story when I first got here. Now, and when I say I can cite the differences of what it was and how I used to always blame people, I wanted to say that, like, I wanted to use all these excuses, which was everything I did, having a hard head, not listening to my last. Actually, I had two previous sponsors, right? I would say all the time, I didn't. I wanted to place blame on them and say it was their fault, or I didn't want to share honestly. But I had to learn the hard way when I say not being honest with my sponsor, right? I sat in the Dollar General parking lot with, I think, 14 months clean, and was like, if I don't tell my sponsor right now what I need to tell him, I'm going to use. I made the right choice. I told my sponsor. Now, just like the 17 overdoses, that wasn't enough to like make me be 100% fully honest with them or do anything really different. Just for that moment, I didn't use, but it still took me a while to learn, man. And even when I did step work with a sponsor, right, I got through some steps. I didn't. I'll be honest. I got through 3 of them with my sponsor, and I still wasn't being honest with them. And I made a sponsor change. And when I say like how everything's changed, and when it comes to like hard head, soft ass, what that means to me, I don't know. My sponsor said best, learning the hard way, right? Because I'm still learning when it comes to that. I know that things are different. Things are so much different now. But man, I still have to. When I started working steps, even initially, and I wasn't being honest, that pain didn't make me change. It took so much more, so much. That's my whole thing, my whole life. And that's why I said I try to like articulate where they come into play when that's my whole life. Inactive addiction while using, was not listening, and just continuing to do the same thing. I got just enough willingness by something that wasn't me. Power greater than me for real. And I don't always know what it is, but I know that it was not me that gave me the willingness to listen. Just a little bit to stay here. But what it didn't change was me being a completely insane fuck. And I would take direction, right? Because I tried to think how that didn't apply. I would take direction. I just didn't listen. I would argue. I was like, I don't know how to stay clean. Tell me what to do. You would tell me, that's fucking stupid. What do I do? Let me do this. Or how about this? That was my thing. Always. Through life. I was kicked out of every single thing my entire life. Except an NA meeting. It's the only thing I've never been kicked out of. And like, it's just, like I said, I wish it's almost one of those things, right? Let's have a happy ending to the story. I'm still learning. I'm still learning actively right now, learning the hard way through things. It's different now. And it's just sitting. It's all what people always say, fight feelings. Dude, uncomfortability. I sat in a truck with a sponsor for like 3 hours and read what I wrote in a notebook on steps. It's so fucking uncomfortable. It's so weird. But I don't know, since the past like 4 or 5 months, man, I feel like this, I've learned. Like I said, I'm still learning. I'm not going to say learned. I'm still learning. Now maybe I have like a choice to have a little less pain before I start to change, because I do nowadays. I have so many people. I don't come to meetings out here, and I got asked to speak here because of people I know. That shit's crazy. Like what this means to me is, I'm so nervous because this is like someone said an honor. Fuck yeah, man. Sometimes it doesn't. I get so fucking nervous. I'm not even thinking that it's service for people because I'm so nervous about me, and like I gotta, I gotta just, like I said, man, I love that when my sponsor says, just learning the hard way. I was like, I could go with that. I've learned the hard way through everything in my life. By no fault to anyone else but myself. That's for sure. I was just thinking everything, everything in my life was I had to feel pain, and it's it's so much different today when I have this fellowship in Narcotics Anonymous to like lean on. And someone told me, I'll never forget this. They told me that like being grateful, right? Because everyone hears like gratitude's an action word. It's like easy for me to be in a good mood and have everything go right and like be grateful. But like the action of gratitude is like when everything's going wrong, I'm all fucked up, I'm insane, everything's on fire, right? Because I get in an argument with my boss who's a complete and utter idiot. And I'll tell him I'll punch him in his face at work because that goes over well. So all of those things, right? And it's like all I don't I don't have to I don't have to like I don't have to act on anything on when it comes to like I'm telling my boss I'm gonna punch him. I got the fellowship to lean on to be like, all right, listen, this is what's going on. I almost got fired from my job. I'm banging this chick. I feel really bad about it. I'm putting myself around bad people who I shouldn't, and I lean on the fellowship. And things are hard. Money's hard, or you know, all these things that happen. Gratitude's when I lean on this fellowship and I make calls and I talk to people and I show up. That's what like gratitude is. That's what someone told me, and that made sense because I can show up. You know, I got so much self-doubt about anything or confidence, man. I was like, I'm not the story of a guy who was like successful or had like skills. It's just not. Shot right before I got clean. I was shooting dope in an Audi I bought for $100 with no title transfer or anything. Like out of a 3/4 house that I had, as mentioned, been kicked out of. So like that. But man, having like the ability to show up and have like some people to lean on, that's what I still lean on that. Like I was so fucking nervous. I'm good at like procrastination though, so I could just not worry about it until I sat here and then spoke last after 2 people, and then that the past whole month that I knew all the anxiety kicked in right for those 10 minutes, and I feel like I did what most people that get nervous before they go to meetings drink way too much coffee. I did that because I don't drink caffeine, and I don't do 6 espresso shots on the Dunkin' coffee I got on my way here. I feel like that's like kind of a mandatory. I can. I'm just. I'm trying. I'm thinking about all the experiences that it took me, and I guess I can even speak more on that when I say all the overdoses. Like I guess I'll expound on what that how that didn't change anything. You know what I mean? Like I said when I said learning the hard way. Um, I'm from Erie originally. Um, I got found all the times that I was found, right? It was because I couldn't wait to use. I say country fairs. People like don't know that they think I say the county fair. Country fairs are like a convenience gas station in Erie. I was fucking banned at every one of them because I got found at every fucking country fair in Erie. Um, I like I said when I went to that hospital, I remember them telling me, and I would always, I feel like people have to know, but it was always like I was sleeping. It's misunderstanding. Hey, I smoke weed. I'm tired. I'd use my I'd use my mom as having cancer as an excuse. Like this is why I was up late. I was taking care of my mom. I was running around just making all types of crazy excuses. And when they told me it was the 17th time that I was dead, and they had to put this thing in me to help me breathe, all that stuff. Didn't change anything. I kept using. I kept using. I walked in shorts, like 6 blocks to my car. The only thing I knew about a prayer was to pray. My shit was still in there. When somebody was talking earlier about crawling like a Navy SEAL to steal his mom's money, I did all that. The last thing that I did when before my mom died, my mom was dying at St. Mary's in Erie, and I could like paint you a picture as to where her room was. I was stealing I was trying, everybody was like, DJ, my family calls me DJ. Like, come in and see your mom. Good, I was waiting for that 5 minutes thing, because this is taking way fucking longer than I thought. I'll tell this story, and I'll make it make sense. I'm like, DJ, come in this room. Come in this room before your mom dies, like we want you to be there with her. What I said was, it's not my mom. You guys should be in there. And it was so that I could sit in a little side room and take their money so I could get enough money for people to come to the west side, because, I didn't have a car or anything at that time. I blew my mom's up, genuinely, like locked the motor up. That didn't make me change. That wasn't even, it takes me till like now to learn that that's something I could apply to now, about learning the hard way. How I miss my mom. Yesterday was 5 years since she passed. It takes me till now to realize that. It took me, I don't know, a month and a half ago. I'm still terrible with time. That one of those overdoses that I mentioned, and anybody that knows me has heard me share, I never know how I was found. Someone that found me reached out and was like, oh my God, I remember you at Great Lakes Institute. I remember you overdosing. She saved my life, and she found me through through Facebook, through my friend that was the one that found me. And she reached out, and she told me exactly what I said, at that time. It was like, just please don't tell my mom. Please put the keys in the mailbox and tell her where the car is, if you're going to. I had like a plan, because I had overdosed so many times, as what to say. None of that shit made me learn. I didn't stop using after that, and that was in 2017 or 18. I think it was right when she found me. I think it was right before my mom died. Right after my mom died, kept going, kept overdosing. I didn't get clean for a year and a half till after my mom died. And like I said, all the things I said about a simple assault while I was clean, that happened. I didn't change. I wasn't honest. I wasn't being honest with my sponsor. Until I can't tell you the change. I can't explain what it was. It was just through some prayer. When I say prayer, I literally mean talking to myself, for real. At first, when I got clean, it was on my knees. I stopped praying on my knees, and I just talk in my head, sometimes in my car, and to myself out loud. And I talk to people who I know now and can be honest with, and things have changed now that I do some step work. And rather than being this, when someone says if you're not changing, you're not staying, and all that, that's good, because I've definitely changed a lot since I got a fucking simple assault while I was clean. So I just want to thank everybody for letting me speak. It's a good day to be clean. That's all I have.